10 forgotten DC kids are back on our radar today. Wartime kid gangs, lost sidekicks, and time-tossed speedsters with big legacy ties. We'll hit quick origins, weird retcons, and why these names still matter. If you love deep cuts, this one moves fast and goes deep. Hey everyone, if this helps your next binge, tap like so more fans find it. Drop a comment with the kid hero we missed or want next. And subscribe with notifications on to power up the channel. Little Boy Blue and the Blue Boys launched in Sensation Comics #1 in 1942. A Bill Finger and John L. Blummer kid gang taking on crooks in Big City. Tommy Rogers led the trio with Tubby and Tuffy, later joined by Little Miss Redhead, and their strip ran through the Golden Age beside Wonder Woman features. The run captures DC's mix of youthful bravado and street-level capers in wartime publishing. Deep cuts keep the crew alive. Decades later, guides and reprints surfaced, and Roy Thomas slipped them into All-Star Squadron and Young All-Stars crowd scenes. Fandom notes point to adult futures for some of them, with small-town outcomes far from capes. Not every revival stuck, but the homemade costumes and pluck still sell the charm of DC's kid hero era. Newsboy Legion launched in Star-Spangled Comics #7 in 1942 from Joe Simon and Jack Kirby, a scrappy kid squad patrolling Suicide Slum with rookie cop-turned-mentor Jim Harper, the Guardian. Tommy Tompkins, Big Words, Gabby, and Scrapper ran in the feature through issue #64, a fast, street-level counterpoint to caped epics. The strip's energy came from quips, teamwork, and alleyway justice that felt handmade and immediate. In 1970, Kirby revived the concept in Jimmy Olsen with sons and clones of the originals, tying them to Project Cadmus, the Whiz Wagon, and even the Scrapper Trooper. Collected editions later archived the Golden Age run. The mix of social grit and gadget fun kept them adaptable across eras, a rare kid gang that actually grew up on the page. Boy Commandos debuted in Detective Comics #64 in June 1942, another Simon and Kirby kid gang with an international roster fighting the Razzies. The wartime hook hit huge. The team soon headlined its own book alongside appearances in World's Finest. Their missions blended propaganda punch with rough and ready adventure beats, all delivered at a sprint. Contemporary accounts cite the title as one of DC's 3 biggest sellers, topping 1 million copies monthly at its peak, and later archives gathered the run. A neat lore twist retconned Brooklyn into future tough cop Dan Turpin. Big stakes, big sales, and big hearts made these kids headline material. Sinbad Dvood Nasser arrived in 1990 across the Sinbad contract, spanning Superman, Adventures of Superman 471, and Action Comics 658. A refugee teen with budding telekinesis and a power belt, he collided with Metropolis politics and Lex Luthor's schemes, flipping expectations and landing real punches. The story leaned into media panic and prejudice while keeping the tempo sharp. Across the arc, Dvood outsmarts corporate muscle, forces Luthor into damage control, and tangles with high-tech arms runners. The belt's danger raises stakes beyond a simple team-up, and the finale reframes him as more than a headline. It's a brief run, but it gives Superman's world a timely moral jolt. Kid Eternity began in Hit Comics 25 in 1942 by Otto Binder and Sheldon Moldoff. A boy who died too soon returns with Mr. Keeper as guide, able to call historical figures by saying eternity. The concept mixed whimsy with occult rules, a pre-Shazam blend of education and spectacle that instantly clicked with readers. Popularity led to a solo book in 1946, while later DC eras folded him into darker mythologies, linking him to the Lords of Chaos and even the Teen Titans. Grant Morrison's 1991 revamp pushed the idea into surreal territory, proving the premise could stretch well beyond its Golden Age roots. Kid Psycho arrived in Superboy #125 in 1965, a tragic teen telekinetic from Hajor whose powers shaved years off his life each time he used them. Rejected for full Legion membership, he served as a reserve and still rushed into danger when called. His debut tale even spells out the cost, turning a Silver Age premise into a gut punch with consequences. Crisis on Infinite Earths later erased him in the antimatter wave, cementing his status as a deep-cut martyr. Fan histories log his reserve role and the life-shortening Hook as core canon, while price guides and archives keep that first appearance on collectors' lists. Brief run, heavy imprint, and a perfect example of bittersweet Legion lore. Chris Kent, born Lorzod, debuted in Action Comics number 844 as the son of Zod and Ursa, and the foster son of Lois and Clark. He later partnered with Thera Akvar as Nightwing to her Flamebird during the New Krypton era, a clever legacy flip that let him act without Superman's shadow. Stories even toy with accelerated aging from the Phantom Zone. Continuity shifts recast Lorzod as hero or villain depending on era, but the core beats stick, fostered by the Kents, torn between legacies, and drawn to protect others. That tension made his Nightwing phase feel earned, a bridge between Kryptonian politics and Metropolis family drama that still gets revisited. Tria Sutton entered in Justice League of America Dhara 152, rescued from war-torn Bialya and adopted by Kathy Sutton and Red Tornado under his John Smith identity. She grounded Red Tornado with ordinary stakes, giving him a family to lose and protect, and showed up across JLA stories as a steady emotional anchor. Animation nearly expanded her role. Young Justice producers discussed a subplot introducing Tria in Season 2 but couldn't fit it, a neat what-if for fans of the android hero. Encyclopedic sites track dozens of appearances, underlining how a quiet supporting child can shape a classic DC figure. Judy Garrick, the Boom, was restored to canon in the new Golden Age number 1 and headlined Jay Garrick. The Flash soon after. She's Jay's time-tossed daughter and former sidekick, a speedster whose return solves a family mystery and refreshes the Justice Society's legacy for new readers. Official previews frame the miniseries as father-daughter heroics against a villain tied to Jay's origin, while handbooks note her time quirks and retro history. It's a smart blend of Golden Age charm and modern pacing that finally gives Jay a partner who can keep up and talk back. Quiz Kid, Raghu Sitharaman, surfaced in the new Golden Age as Mr. Terrific's prodigy, crowned the smartest boy in the world after a trivia showdown. His backstory threads through Spirit King chaos and missing sidekicks lore, setting him up as a sharp foil with fair play values. Stargirl. The Lost Children brings Raghu to the present with other Lost Children, hinting at a young Justice Society and new uses for classic JSA ideas. Databases and features now list him alongside Judy as the cohort's breakout names, with teases of more stories ahead. Thanks for watching this tour of Forgotten DC Kids. Short runs, big impact. If you learned something new, hit like to help more fans find it. Tell me in the comments which kid hero deserves a comeback next. And subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss the next deep cut.